Kids return to school. Districts across the nation are facing a staffing shortage, leading to schools stretching their existing staff and working to hire new employees to fill the classrooms. It's a national problem. In Florida, one solution is giving some military veterans temporary teaching certificates. In Missouri and some other states, there are schools on 4-day work weeks. Another potential solution in Arizona, educators working together to teach larger groups of students. Our Connor White has more on how two of the largest districts in central New York filled positions in this I-Team investigation.
Summer break has come and gone.
By and large, we're excited.
Teachers are welcoming their students back to class this week.
There's a lot of energy.
North Syracuse Teachers Union President John Kuryla says the staff they have are ready to go, still looking to fill 2 full-time positions with the school year now underway.
It's not typical to have a school year open where we don't have hired people on the first day of school for kids.
This summer, Central New York districts joined schools across the country trying to find teachers in a national shortage.
We're plugging the holes in the dam for now.
The Syracuse City School District Interim Superintendent says that there were 6 teacher openings heading into the start of school, down from more than 300 vacancies at the start of the summer.
Now's when you have to start pulling from within, from people who are certified but doing other jobs within the district, and having them come back into classrooms.
Syracuse Teachers Union President Nicole Capsello says it's not ideal, but they're getting by promoting teachers' assistants and calling on retirees to help. Capsello and Kuryla say they're confident the quality of education isn't dropping as districts go to Plan B to fill classrooms. Have standards for hiring changed at all?
No, and I say that, and I you know, you heard the hesitation. No, the standard hasn't changed. I believe what it comes down to is recognizing that if we bring in a candidate that doesn't meet the standard, we anticipate that as they do their work, they're going to struggle with the work that they have to do.
Districts across New York, for now, are forced to put Band-Aids on a problem the state teachers union predicts will get worse, estimating that we'll need over 180,000 new teachers in the next decade to maintain classroom ratios, bracing for over 87,000 to retire in the next 5 years as enrollment in teacher ed programs drops. Locally, districts like Syracuse and North Syracuse are making use of college partnership programs to provide younger folks a fast track into the start of a teaching career.
We look at the teacher certification system.
The State Department of Education took action this summer, voting to ease teacher training requirements, allowing new teachers to get into the classroom and learn on the job. Are there any concerns there that means the teachers coming in with less hours of training, so maybe they're less qualified to be in a classroom?
Some of those hours that are being cut on paper are actually going to be made up throughout their classes.
It's a move Capsello supports. Kuryla in North Syracuse is wary of the future impact.
If there's a shortage of doctors or lawyers, we don't go to their associations, whether it's the Bar Association or the AMA, and say, how are we going to reduce the rigor of the program?
The state also took action in this year's fiscal budget, allowing teachers to start accruing cash in their pensions after 5 years on the job instead of 10, part of efforts to make teaching a more attractive career to young professionals.
We are the profession that makes all other professions possible.
Looking to the future, both Kuryla and Capsello are hoping to see changes in how the state and the federal government review classroom performance, believing that the overemphasis on standardized tests is leading to teacher burnout.
Education decisions are coming from teachers and educators and not from high-stakes testing and people who have never set foot in a classroom.
Well, we've seen a sad story emerge in college athletics and their athletes feeling the pressure of college and life committing suicide. Our Samantha Croston looks at how one of these cases touched close to home for a local coach and what his district is doing to better prepare athletes mentally.
Sean Smith remembers how easily Robert Martin fit in on the Corcoran lacrosse team.
Corcoran's a very diverse community, and they really loved him there, and he just fit right in right from the get-go.
Equally as unforgettable, his outfit choices.
Always wore a Hawaiian shirt and shorts, no matter the time of day, season, didn't matter, winter, that's what he was wearing.
It's these memories about Robert that made the call Coach Smith received on April 1st so haunting.
He just straight out told me, he said, Robert's dead. And it didn't hit me initially, you know, and I was like, no, what are you talking about? You know, what happened? Boom, boom, boom. And probably about 5 minutes went by, and then I just broke down. I dropped my phone. I was sitting in the parking lot bawling my eyes out.
The Binghamton lacrosse goalie, one of Coach Smith's former players at Corcoran, had committed suicide.
I didn't think this was something that would happen, but as I'm learning more, you know, he had a lot of internal demons, really.
It's a crisis we're facing at the collegiate level. Student athletes taking their own lives. Pressure being named as a fueling factor.
A coach compared it to me as, you know, you're balancing glass balls and you have to try to keep all of them up in the air. And when you throw too many of them up in the air, one of them can hit the ground.
Jordan Elbridge Athletic Director Dan Statmiller grew up playing hockey and golf.
And then when you put the commitment of a sport in there where we're expecting kids to be at these practices at the varsity level 6 days a week, and even in preseason, sometimes double sessions, it's a lot to keep up with.
He's been working alongside Sean Smith to develop ways for student athletes to have more conversations surrounding mental health. One practice they've incorporated is a social emotional learning program where students begin their school day with 15 minutes of critical thinking focused on a challenge they could see presented to them in their own lives.
You know, giving those kids the resources and kind of tools to critically think themselves how they could handle different situations throughout their life.
But the conversations can't be limited to just the classroom or the field. They have to continue at home.
And as a man, we never talked about those types of things. That was something that was like taboo. You know, men don't have emotions, men don't have feelings, men don't face these types of things. And the truth is, a lot of us had traumatic or emotional things that happened in their childhood that we never got a chance to explore.
Dan Sheehan is a former football and lacrosse player who now has 2 student athletes in the Central Square District. He thinks it's extremely important to break that cycle and provide his 2 girls with a more open environment.
Talk about not just how they did, whether it was a win or loss, but talk about like if there was anything you did that might have embarrassed them or something you could do different.
Conversations aren't the only solution, but they're the first step in preventing lives from being taken away far too soon.
And then the third one is the one we just got, and my team will get in the spring, is it says RM43. That was Robert's number at Binghamton. And it says cats by 90. That's his saying all the time. So that's kind of why we wear these.
In Syracuse.
Just something to remember them by.
Work students are back in class this week. Parents filled with excitement, some concerned about school safety. Our Amanda Hull spoke with the mayor about his efforts to work with superintendents to keep students safe. She joins us live tonight. Amanda?
Yeah, Megan, Syracuse Mayor Ben Walsh says he, just like any parent, feels a range of emotions when sending his own children back to school, yet he has the utmost confidence in the school district in partnership with the city and the police department that they're doing everything they can to keep students safe. Now, we do know the Syracuse City School District has added 40 new sentries throughout their elementary, middle, and high schools. Walsh says Superintendent Davis has made the school's safety and security a priority in their discussions. The Syracuse Police Department will be collaborating with the district to bring on peace officers to handle building security and safety.
It's a good working relationship. I think we have a better sense of where we want to go in terms of making additional investments, and we're moving in that direction.
Now, the mayor said he was able to go to several different schools within the district yesterday and today, and he says so far so good. The districts have all been doing well with safety and security, and many of the students were happy.